Hey guys, welcome to the crosses section for November 19th to November 24th, 2017. This is Boris with BK Forex, and I'm kind of all over the place this week with the crosses because I think there's a couple of interesting tactical opportunities all across the spectrum. Kiwi CAD story here is, of course, the relative strength of CAD here, relative weakness of Kiwi. 88 to the upside, 86 to the downside. The 86 points is the one that looks possibly tested, especially if we can get CAD to get some relative strength here on a move in oil. So that's a kind of an interesting cross trade on the COM dollars that still looks to me like a trade to the downside for the time being. Pound Swiss is interesting because it sort of mirrors the pound itself. A little bit of retrace of Pound Swiss here before it broke out this 130, but just as in pound dollar, the 130 holds. The Pound Swiss 130 holds, and as long as that holds, it's pretty much of an uptrend. I'll show you in the charts why it looks pretty good. And lastly, the trade that looks overextended, ironically enough, is Euro-Aussie. Here you have this pretty serious potential, at least maybe at the beginning of the week, for some mild correction, a little bit of mean reversion to kick in. 57 seems to be pretty stiff resistance, and we certainly have a chance here to come down to 55. Let's take a look at the charts here and see what I'm talking about. We'll start with Euro-Aussie first because you see very, very extended move here. We did back off the highs here on Friday, which suggests that we may have kind of peaked around this 56.50 level. So to me, the whole 57 seems to be pretty serious resist, and a move down to 55, possibly even down to 54, is possible. That's a pretty steep correction, but it's really a trade here on Euro correcting a little bit to the downside, or maybe Aussie picking up some steam and trading back up towards the 76 handle. Either way, you have a chance here for this trade to move back down to the downside. The fact that we left 2 wicks to the upside here suggests clearly a possible turn in trade. In Pound Swiss, what's pretty clear here is that the uptrend still pretty much stays in place. We clearly did retrace here on Friday, but we held the uptrend. And to me, the fact that as long as we hold them, it's not far away. The 130 level, it's only 50 points away from the 130 level. As long as we hold above that level, there's a chance here that we could go back up and take out the 132s. So Pound Swiss, kind of a very small risk trade here, but one that still looks pretty good to the upside if you want to take the punt on that. And then the last trade is Kiwi CAD. Let me see this. I'm going backwards in my sequence here. And here the downtrend is very well established. It's a very slow moving trade, of course, really probably the slowest volatility trade there is. The only thing I think that sort of would bother me as a short is that we did bounce back here. So there's actually two ways you can look at this. You can sort of say, you know what, Kiwi's bottomed, and this is a relatively low risk way to trade the Kiwi bottom because obviously, if CAD isn't going to go much anywhere, if we're not going to see oil really go much further than 56, 57 at this point, then the relative strength to the Kiwi could trade us back up towards the 88s. The other way to look at it is to say, oil is on the verge of breaking out. If we can see 57, 58 on oil, this is really going to go right down towards the 86s. Right now, to me, honestly, looking at the chart, I actually like it more to the long side than to the short side on just on a short-term contrary basis. In other words, just for a short pop. This is basically a trade on the fact that Kiwi finds a modicum of bid here at these levels, a little bit of bargain hunting. It's still the highest yielder in the industrialized world, still provides the best carry. So to me, the possible move back up in the Kiwi could give us a move towards the maybe 87.50, 88 as the week starts. So that's how the crosses shape up. They really are all over the place, but they do offer some very interesting tactical opportunities into this relatively quiet week. I wish you guys the best luck, the best trading. Boris, over and out.